What is up, guys? I'm going to try to pseudo vlog this next training cycle. The last one that I had was extremely unfortunate leading into Heroes Classic, and I'll do a separate recap on that once I get some better footage of the meet. But what I wanted to do is kind of go back to the old school style of quote unquote lifting vlogs that I consumed when I was getting going in powerlifting over a decade ago, when people posted their training, they talked about their training, and you could follow along and see what someone's training looked like, what kind of numbers they were hitting, follow their progress into the meet. Kind of something that you can sit down and watch in, 5 minutes while you're taking sort of thing. And you don't have to spend 20 to 30 minutes of your life watching someone buy groceries or go to work or whatever, all that stuff that quite honestly I don't have time for or have too much interest in. So maybe I'm just old school and no one's really going to care, but it's that kind of older content that I miss on YouTube and social media. Everything's either, highlight clips that aren't really reflective of reality, or these extremely long vlogs that don't even present anyone's training other than maybe the odd cinematic little clip here. So I might be in the minority there, but that's what I want to see, and that's the kind of content that I think I'm going to try and put out going forward. The other thing is production quality and cinematics aren't really my strong suit. I don't have a huge amount of interest in it, and quite honestly, I don't have the time to do it. I have a family, I have a real job, and I think what I can maybe bring to the space is just my commitment and passion for training and the sport itself. And I think maybe leaning into that is where I have value, rather than trying to present something that honestly I'm not. So people maybe aren't going to have interest because it's not, TikTok quality and all that sort of thing. But this is what I like doing. I like sharing my training. I like presenting my training. I like talking about my training. And quite honestly, I like the journey of trying to be the best that I can be. And I hope that this journey eventually has an ending that I can be proud of. And it's something that I can share with everyone. So production quality will be below average to poor, and excitement will probably be average at best. But that's the content that I want to see, and that's what I'm going to project into the space. I'm going to do my best to get out a weekly recap for the next little while here, and kind of make that part of my routine, and see where that goes. So as far as week one following the competition, the majority of my lower body volume is going to be accumulated through single leg work, and that's something that I'm hoping is going to help address some of the deficiencies that have crept up as a result of the surgery on my leg and the subsequent soft tissue issues that have resulted. For those people that don't follow me on Instagram, I've torn the adductor on my good leg twice since surgery, and that's obviously a problem that's impeding my long-term progress. So that's something that has to be addressed, and quite honestly, I found that there's significant discrepancies between my right and left leg doing all this unilateral work, and it really depends on the movement. In some patterns, it's my quote-unquote good leg that's inhibited, and in some patterns, it's my injured leg that's inhibited. So there's some serious work that I have to do to improve that, and I'm honestly finding it very challenging. I'm absolutely debilitated after training in a good way, I guess. I have really extreme DOMs, which I almost never get. So I think there's probably something to this. I'm going to push this stuff for the better part of the next month, using some top sort of benchmark sets in my squat and deadlift, just to see if I'm making progress, or at the very minimum not regressing over the course of this training cycle. And if things are trending positively, I might continue to keep the unilateral work as a bit of a focus going forward. I think it'll maybe give me an opportunity to have a little wiggle room with volume and specificity and that sort of thing when it does come time to do a bigger competition. So that's sort of the plan going forward. I don't want to ramble on too much. Maybe next week I'll talk about the plans for my bench press, but at this point, focusing on kind of a submax single on a top set of 4, and then majority of the work being done through split squats, lateral lunges, step ups, single leg, RDLs, single leg hip thrusts and that sort of stuff, and it's honestly very challenging, and it's kicking my ass. So we'll see where this goes. It'll be interesting, but long story short, if you're interested, follow along. If you're not, no hard feelings. It is what it is, and that's all I got. Hope everyone's training is going well. We will hopefully see you next week.